Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm the captain of Team Kafeibabe. A little background on that name. It's my name on everything. So if you see a Kafeibabe on the internet somewhere, it's probably me. I don't think I've ever seen someone else with that name. DeviantArt is probably my most recognizable one, but I don't do much on there anymore. But my old stuff is up there if you'd like to take a look at it. Um, I am doing Extra Life this year, and for those of you who are unaware of what Extra Life is, it's a program for gamers to raise money for sick kids. I'm doing this for St. Vincent's Health Center here in Erie, Pennsylvania, where I've lived most of my life. I have been to St. Vincent's Health Center myself for kid-related things in particular, which I'll explain later in the video. You can definitely donate to our cause. If you are looking at this video right now, you can go back onto the website and click support me and donate to the cause. Any amount helps, so don't feel pressured to donate a whole lot. If you only have $1 to give us, that's better than nothing, and we greatly appreciate it. The purpose of this video is to explain why I decided to do Extra Life this year. Helping kids is reason enough, but I think if there's a personal story behind it, it humanizes it a little bit, gives you a little reason, little push to even do it a little more so. My two core reasons are that I love video games and I love kids. Video games have been my passion for as long as I can remember. I'm a huge Zelda fan. My parents will tell you that I've been talking about Ocarina of Time since I was 9 years old, which is when it came out for the first time on the Nintendo 64. I have not stopped talking about it in the last 15 years, and I never will. I'm also a huge Final Fantasy fan. Not so much the newer games, mostly the older ones. I like pretty much any RPG you give me. I loved Eternal Sonata a lot and Lost Odyssey. Those are two of my favorites that are kind of off the mainstream. But I play Halo as well and Call of Duty. I'm not very good at either one of them, but I do enjoy them anyway. I love to play Rock Band because I love to sing. My husband and I do that a lot, so I will try sports games, but I'm terrible at most of them, and I just do hockey because that's all I like. I've been playing ever since. I think my brother handed me a controller when I was a very, very little kid who was completely unable to understand anything that was going on in the game, so it's been part of my life for over 20 years. The other reason I'm doing this is that I love children. I've worked with children in pretty much any capacity that you can think of ever since I graduated from high school. I've done after-school programs, summer school, summer camp, daycare, and I'm currently a therapeutic support staff worker. I work with kids with emotional disturbances, mostly in school settings, just helping them with life functions that we take for granted every day. I love my job. I just started doing it. So far, it's been a wonderful opportunity to help kids who are in need, who are not as fortunate as the rest of us, to, be in very good health and to just have all of these skills come to us naturally. So I'm really enjoying it. My husband and I have been married for 2.5 years now. We started trying to start our own family when we got engaged back in November of 2010. Since then, I've had 2 miscarriages, one at 10 weeks and one at about 5 weeks. The first miscarriage I had, I was hospitalized twice at St. Vincent's. It was very devastating. It was very difficult. I was very, very ill. I could have easily lost my life. But the important part of it is that I haven't given up on trying to have kids. I haven't gotten pregnant again in almost 2 years, but that hasn't dissuaded me. I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. My husband and I are very strong together. We're each other's support system and everything. And no matter how difficult it's been, how much it hurts, we're still trying, and we still know that one day we're going to be a family, whether I find out I'm pregnant this month or we have to adopt a kid 10 years down the road. It doesn't matter to us one way or another. It's going to happen. And so doing this is partly for my future children and for the children I've lost. Just because they're not here with me doesn't mean that I'm not their mother. It doesn't mean that I don't care about them and think about them and love them every single day of my life. And that sounds insane to some people. And, they say they were never even alive. They didn't have a life. They didn't have a name or a face. But that doesn't matter to me. As soon as I found out I was pregnant both times, I loved them. I cared about them. I thought about them. I did everything for their well-being. And I continue to do that. Their memory lives with me. They're part of me. And they always will be. Part of this is also for my brother because he was born premature and he's faced a lot of difficulties in life because of that. He's healthy now, but, there were definitely issues when we were younger. I love my brother to death, and, he was in neonatal intensive care, I believe, when he was born. And without things like that and without things like this to raise money for that, he might not be here today. Equally so, I want to put my mother into this as well because it was very difficult for her to have, a child born premature and have to go through all of that kind of stuff and be scared about having another kid and that happening again. But if she had been scared and decided, no, I'm not going to go through this again, I wouldn't be here today because I'm her youngest child. Obviously, if she had given up, I wouldn't be here. And, it's her strength that keeps me going sometimes, too, to remember that she did that for me, that, she wanted to have another kid. She didn't let fear take over her. And because of that, I'm here and I'm able to, continue in my goal to have kids. And, whether they're perfectly healthy when they are born or if they have a lot of issues to deal with, I'm going to be behind them 100%. And I hope that there will still be people out there doing things like Extra Life to raise money for kids who aren't as fortunate to be in good health when they're born or later in life. So really it's for my future kids, for my mother, for my brother, for all the kids out there now who are struggling, for the kids who I work with who are struggling. This is a very important cause, and video games just happen to be backing it. So, the next time you see somebody on the news explaining why video games are so bad, you might want to think twice, because here I am, a very hardcore gamer myself, playing games all the time, and the forefront of my heart is, taking care of kids, whether they're my own or not. So this is one of the faces of video gaming, and if that helps you realize how innocuous games are, then I've done my job. Again, if you want to donate to the cause, you can go to my page specifically and click on support me. Any amount helps. Don't feel pressured to, donate a whole bunch of money. Whatever you can give is absolutely wonderful. And I greatly appreciate it. And I know my team will greatly appreciate it. So thank you for watching and thank you for donating.